Hi, everyone. This is Leah from Lightworkers Lifeline, and I'm here with Kara Farr, and we're about to do your weekly tarot card and astrology check-in. I wanted to just let you know we're sorry that we didn't get one out last week, but Kara actually had COVID, and so she was not able to do it. So anyway, she's feeling much better, and please sit back and enjoy the reading.
Okie dokie, yep. So, hello everyone, welcome back. As Leah said, I was a little bit sick with COVID, so I've had to recover for a bit. So, apologies again for that delay on the readings. But without further ado, we have some cards that I've shuffled off camera, and we're going to get into another weekly reading. So, we're going to start off real strong with the Ten of Cups. This is a very lovely card. Not only is the imagery really beautiful, but the meaning is very beautiful as well. So the Ten of Cups is alignment, it's fulfillment, it's abundance, it's joy. In a more literal sense, it can represent marriage, friendship, the house, children, just having all of those things that make life feel beautiful and feel worthwhile. It's about it's a 10, so it's completion. The 10 of cups, it's that completion of emotional fulfillment. It's a cycle that is full, that is abundant, that is rich. It's, if you were to think of it as a physical picture, it would be wake up in the morning and everything that you need or want or love is present. It's a very beautiful, positive energy. The two cats on the card represent partnerships and union and companionship. The roses are for love. The birds are for, I would assume, birds align with things like messages and following your calling. And the cups, all 10 cups are full. There's even a rainbow. So it's just a very like pretty and precious, beautiful kind of energy. So when it comes to being in this energy, there are things that we need to do in order to align ourselves with that energy because we all want to be fulfilled, but also spiritually aligned. We don't want to be fulfilled in a way that is following someone else's outline, following someone else's goals. We want to feel satisfied with who we are because we are in alignment and in harmony with our true soul and purpose. And we've got a few cards here kind of telling us what is required to get to that place. So with the Ace of Wands, this one's in reverse. So that's the card in reverse. This is the card upright so you can see the imagery better.
Ah, yes, I see that's a cat now. I saw the birds.
Yes.
Okay. So that cat looks like it is on a path, a pretty determined path.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Ace of Wands is about a new journey towards where you're passionate about, what you are really, what really stirs that inner fire, that creativity, that passion, right? And with it being reversed, this can be signifying that there are creative blocks, that there could be some self doubt, self sabotage, a lack of confidence. The ones typically are very confident, strong energies, they're fiery energies. It's signs like Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. They're known to be very exuberant, passionate, loyal, and driven. And so, with the Ace of Wands in reverse, in order to really align with your truth, your authenticity, your desires, we need to be letting go of anything that stops us from moving down this path that the Ace of Wands wants us to pursue. And this could be a creative path. Often than not, the Ace of Wands is creativity. It's expanding our world in a very playful and passionate way. And it's always a path that feels like a passion project. It feels connected to our heart. It feels connected to who we are. And so this cat is embarking on a journey that requires trust, faith, intuition, courage, and alignment in order to really bring forth that 10 of Cups energy. It's the way is clear, but in reverse, it can symbolize feeling stuck, feeling inadequate, feeling afraid, blocks when it comes to pursuing your passion, a creative project, whether that's something in the arts, something in social media, writing a book. It could even be entrepreneurship, business, starting a business, or just progressing in your career or hobbies in general. It doesn't have to be career oriented, because sometimes our path and our soul's plan and our purpose is not always how we make money. Some people are volunteering their lives and then doing a different job to get paid. You know, there's sometimes we often think that our path in life is entwined with our career, but that's not always the case. Is there anything you want to add to that while we're here?
Yes, I just think it's so cool because, with the new paradigm that's coming through, the shift, starting from like last Thursday, I was feeling so exhausted, but not sick.
Yep.
And I literally on Friday had to just go back to bed, which I never do. Like I'm such an A personality, I was just running always. So, but what I felt like so distinctly, and I've spoken to other people that were feeling the same thing, is that we were feeling like we were finally really separating the two realities, and that now, I was sort of existing in the other dimension, and that those of us that have shifted fully or more fully to them, it's like everything is different. So in other words, if something used to take 50 pounds of pressure to push energetically, now you push and it starts to be hard, and then it's just like, whoa, where did that go? And I'm not the only one that was experiencing that. So it's like everything's feeling differently energetically. And that whole thing you were talking about, it's so interesting that following your path, and again, a whole thing of like, what is our work? And I think that we don't really see how much work we're doing. I don't think that we see the levels that our higher self and everything else are working at. It's becoming so obvious that many of us are working. It's so hard to explain, but I feel like this is just really picking up on it. And I agree that, the whole point about what is our job, what is our purpose, why are we here? If you're an energetic space holder or a facilitator, you can literally be doing your work while you're doing anything. Anything. So you could be cleaning the house, you could be, going to work, you could be sitting on the couch watching TV or reading a book, and you are working for the collective. you know, but yeah, anyway, it's just interesting for people to try and get in touch with these different aspects. But go
Yeah,
ahead,
exactly.
sorry.
No, you're right. Yeah, exactly. And regarding the work, the energetic work that we're intrinsically or um, instinctually doing whilst we are going about our day, what's difficult is that our society has created a sense of a baseline of um, your job, your career needs to be like it is your purpose, it needs to be your priority, it needs to be what makes you feel worthy. And for a lot of people, being able to provide that and do that is a lot of where their worth lies. And this is a lesson that I've had to learn. I have the wounded healer asteroid um, in my 10th house of career. So I think it's an asteroid, it's Chiron.
Yep.
And I have that in my 10th house. So it's not fun for me. I do feel a lot of pain around not being able to be successful in a material career sense. I do feel a lot of my worth lies in that. And I have fought that for a long time and it's gotten me nowhere. So I think the lesson is for me personally and for a lot of other people as well, whether or not you are seen as successful or seen as not successful, whatever society says, whatever your family says, etc., etc. I think it's important to recognize that work and your purpose and your passion and your soul, two different things. You know, it can go hand in hand. For some people, it goes hand in hand, but for a lot of people, it doesn't. And regarding what you said about being a space holder and doing that while you're cleaning your house, it's even the same for people who are empaths, you know, or people who are very loving and nurturing. There are some people I've met who are complete strangers when I'm working who come into the restaurant and the energy they hold is so beautiful. And it's very rare for me to see one of these people or meet one of these people, but those people are doing something without realizing it. This, I'll give you an example just because I really want to talk about this lady. I was at work at my previous job and there were a lot of rude customers and it was a long day and it was really rough and I couldn't hold myself together and I was trying really hard and I was trying not to cry and I was, you know, starting to tear up and I was trying to, you know, get my shit together, but it wasn't working. Because there was just a lot of people that were quite nasty that day. And then there was this older woman in the corner, and she, when I went to her table, she said some really wonderful, encouraging things to me, and she gave me a big hug. She had very like warm, loving grandma energy, and I was like, oh my God, she's literally an angel. And I felt completely like at peace for the rest of the day. Like it
Yeah.
didn't matter what that other woman was saying, what those other people were saying. It was so wonderful. And then she went about her day. And I'm like, some people are just angels on earth, you know? And I think that that is a form of being light and an act of light work to bring light and love and joy to people you don't even know because you have it in your soul to do that. And that's an example of how, and I doubt that that's her full time job. So,
You know, very often when we overcome a personal pain, we develop because we create an antidote within our bodies, within our minds, within our spirits to this
yep,
particular pain. You can look at it that we then become the medicine carrier of that antidote. and we can then spread it just wherever we go because we carry that medicine. So
Exactly.
yeah, we, and always trying to put kindness first, and we all like, one of my biggest areas of challenge is driving because I'm a Chinese water tiger. That's my sign. And the place you'll see it the most is on the road. I get a little tigery, and it's like, don't cut me off, don't push me, all these kinds of things. And, working with myself to remember to put thinking about other people's safety first, meaning let that car that's trying to turn in or get on the road because I can protect that person while they're doing that, make sure they don't get hit because I'm stopping traffic. So it's changing your thought process, changing your perspective. And I see more kindness on the road today than I've seen ever. And it shocks me, partially because I'm constantly running into people that are being kinder than me. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I should have been kind there, So it's a really good reminder. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also have the Four of Cups reversed. So this is the Four of Cups. We have this little sad looking cat.
Yeah, he looks so sad. And
Because this
the fourth cup is in the tree
yes,
with a bird on it, in it.
potential. Yeah.
And it's got like golden sunlight. It's like this, the ideal cup is out of reach. I have these plain ones that I can get to, but not the one filled with a bird.
Yeah. Well, this card is reminding us to try to see where our potential is showing up for us, where opportunities are being given, right? So this cat cannot really see or isn't paying attention to this fourth cup.
Right.
And it's available and it's there, but instead the focus shifts to the cups that have been there for a long time, the cups that this cat is very acquainted to, um,
Bored
adjusted to.
with, disappointed with. I mean, look at that face.
Yeah.
We want nothing to do with those three cups.
Exactly, and it's disinterest and it's boredom and it's frustration. And basically the message with this card, especially in reverse, is to flip the narrative, change the outlook on what you have and being able to practice gratitude. But also the
Change
traditional
perspective.
exactly. The traditional imagery of this tarot card is a hand coming out of nowhere and handing the person this cup, and they're still just looking at the three cups on the base. And that's because the universe will gift us with gifts and opportunities and situations. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't feel like it's for you, or that your life is going to change, or that there's no magic in the world, this hand that is handing you a cup, an opportunity for transformation, for change, for growth, is going to be missed. And so this card can represent missed opportunities and feeling a sense of lack in life. And this can, combined with the Ace of Wands reversed and those blockages and those worries and fears and self-doubts, this can sabotage our progress towards really finding fulfillment and
Yeah,
proceeding on our
because
path.
we won't let it in. We simply
Exactly.
won't let it in because we'll discount it. That can't really be for me, or I don't deserve that, or nothing ever. Yeah. And we shut
Yep.
our doors right down. And we
all the while
believe we're
going,
seeing,
oh,
right, all we believe we're seeing reality, right? That's usually the part of us that's trying to talk us smaller, to talk us into like being a realist. And yet, if we can break out of that and see through our hearts or see through our third eyes, there could be magic all around us with incredible opportunities.
yeah. And it reminds me of the chakra system as well. Um, Pay attention to your solar plexus chakra, that's your personal power center, your heart chakra, and your sacral chakra, which is that fertile and creative energy. Because when these are all blocked up, the energy can't move through the chakras, it can't access um, the higher up chakras, everything's all jammed up. Um, and so maybe for some of you doing some chakra work this next few weeks might be really helpful as well. We have the Eight of Cups again. I believe we've had this one before.
Possibly. Where's the face of the cat? Oh, I see, looking to the right, looking towards this like explosion of sunlight on the horizon, and also a bird.
Yeah. So this is once again the energy of moving away from what doesn't serve and seeking the truth, seeking
Wow.
what is right. It's the realization that there's something not aligned and we need to go forth and find what is in alignment with ourselves. It's moving beyond this creative block, it's moving beyond this self sabotage, this self doubt, this energy of feeling, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Just feeling like
Like
life is just dragging on.
possible. And like everything's impossible.
Yeah,
Like you
that
just
negative
see
energy.
each hurdle and it's like, oh my God, I can't possibly. I can't get over that. And yet it's all about perspective. Wow, this is a powerful reading.
Yeah, and the last two cards just confirm that there's self-sabotage and imposter syndrome and not feeling good enough with the Seven of Swords. This this cat is sneaking around with this little bird and just dodging and avoiding and hiding and lying to itself. Um, and this, this is a very self-sabotaging imposter syndrome, feeling like you don't deserve what you've got. This cat slinking around with this bird, like, I can't let anyone see that I've got the smallest little thing, or I can't really show up in this role um, fully and openly. I have to be
Hiding.
repressed, elusive. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. You brought up solar plexus, which the color is yellow. And look at all of the yellow in this reading. It's amazing.
That's our last card, the sun. And the sun is associated with the solar plexus, I believe, because it's
Wow.
Leo.
Yep. Yep. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So if this isn't a big indication to spend some time sitting with your solar plexus, look at how energy is leaking from you there, or how are people accessing it. So when someone yells at you, we tend to feel it somewhere between our heart and our solar plexus. And that's the seat of our will. So if someone is trying to dominate your will by yelling at you, you don't feel good and you can feel it in that area. So if that's going on, imagine a golden shield there, like you can see it as a circular shield, but definitely spend some time thinking about your personal power and really trying to see beyond the illusion that we have been taught to accept about ourselves and about reality.
Yeah. And it's a very powerful thing to take control of your energy and to work with and
Yeah,
kind of like and integrate it, It's definitely important for us to protect ourselves, to protect our energy. And this can be done in a myriad of ways. Connecting with your chakras can be done in lots of different ways. With my solar plexus, I like to kind of meditate on it, but imagine that I'm bringing back to life and nurturing this lion, this little lion that's been kind of messed around a bit and is not feeling so great, and just taking care of it, making sure it's okay, leading it to the water, leading it to the food, um,
that's
giving it
beautiful.
a, I like to use animals to, um, I work with the animal kind of energy, and so most of my visualizations for anything, whether it be empowerment, love, etc., often involve a lot of animals.
That's
So yeah, definitely. It can be any form of visualization, it can be any form of activity, any form of anything. It's up to you guys how you choose to work with your chakras. But I definitely keep hearing in my head solar plexus and sacral chakra. Solar plexus, sacral chakra. So the yellow and the orange chakras.
and be very conscious of the whole imposter syndrome, where we really, to the core of our being, feel that we are not up to a task.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you're feeling that, it can just seem impossible to think about that those are lies. But I really want you to try and move beyond that. Remember, everything we do now benefits us almost tenfold compared to what it used to. And if this is our window of opportunity over the next year or so to really let go of and move beyond the things that have been holding us back, not just this lifetime, but other lifetimes as well. This is really almost like our get out of jail free card time. So don't slack on working with your shadow stuff. The more you can clear and move beyond, you just won't have to deal with this anymore. And I know I, for one, I'm going to be so thrilled not to be dealing with imposter syndrome anymore. It's ridiculous. It's just, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how good you are at what you do or how gifted you are. We all have those feelings, and they belittle us to the point where we are less than everybody. And it is just, how are you going to waltz with that? How are you going to dance with that? How are you going to shift it into something that's better for you?
Yeah. It's
So,
definitely a big, big message today, a very important healing message.
yeah.
So, yeah, if you have anything else to add, I think that's pretty much
No?
it. That's all the cards. So,
Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much. We hope that this was helpful. And as always, drop us any questions or any comments, and we'll see you next week.
thank you guys.
Bye.